The question of the day: how do I position myself as an expert on LinkedIn? And what does that even mean? I think nowadays the word expert is thrown around way too often, way too much, and is sometimes taken out of context. Now, what I can say is in the business world that we're living in today, people don't want to work with generalists. They want to work with specialists. They want to work with experts. They want to work with people that teach a specific zone of genius. Take me for an example. I don't teach social media. I help people leverage, strategize, and monetize their efforts on LinkedIn. Could I teach Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and whatever else? Sure. But I would not be staying in my lane, and I would be out of integrity if I did that, because that's not what I'm doing to grow my business. It's not what Nancy and I are doing to grow our businesses. So in today's training, in today's episode, I'm going to go over with you the things that you should be doing on LinkedIn to put yourself into that expert, that specialist category, rather than the generalist category. And there's a few things that I'm going to suggest for you to do today. Now, before we dive in, Nancy and I, starting this coming up Monday, September 22nd through Friday, September 26th, Nancy and I are running a free LinkedIn workshop called the LinkedIn Client Journey. So it's teaching you how to show up on LinkedIn to start taking people from online to offline, converting your connections into paying clients. We're going to teach you our entire process. It's done an hour a day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern, live and recorded. If you're listening on the podcast, the description of this episode has the link, so just go there to check it out. If you are watching on social, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn, just type the word me in the comments, and I will send you the link to get yourself registered. It's called the LinkedIn Client Journey, and we're teaching people how to start converting more people, not just having them as connections, but getting them across the finish line to becoming clients. So what are the things that you can do to position yourself as an expert on LinkedIn? Well, I would say there are 4 things, if not more, that you can do. I'm going to start very simply by honing in on 2 components of LinkedIn. Number 1, your profile, and number 2, your content. Now, when it comes to your LinkedIn profile, you need to start looking at your LinkedIn profile as the homepage to a website. So when someone populates on my LinkedIn profile, I want it to be abundantly clear to that person what it is that I do, who I serve, and how I serve them. So my background banner says the LinkedIn sales and marketing system for coaches and consultants. I have created a LinkedIn sales and a LinkedIn marketing system and strategy specifically for coaches, consultants, and service professionals. So what that's doing, it's creating a dividing line where I want the right people populating onto my LinkedIn profile and the ones that are going to resonate most with it. Now, first and foremost is I also want people to make sure that once they do populate onto my LinkedIn profile, the headline portion of my LinkedIn profile is also extremely important. This tells the audience, this tells the person visiting my profile what I'm proficient in or what I'm known for. Human-driven AI prompts for LinkedIn content, co-founder of the Expert Content Society, creator of Linked Leads Generation, AI GPTs, human connection, author, speaker, podcast host, client acquisition, sales. It's a smattering of businesses that Nancy and I own, skill sets that we possess, and things that are in our zone of genius. So making sure that your background banner is the billboard of your business and making sure the headline section clearly clarifies to the person visiting your profile what it is that you do, how you serve people through company names, through skill sets, and through expertises. Now, the other area I would say that's very important on LinkedIn, within your LinkedIn profile, is the recommendation section. Now, on my LinkedIn recommendation section, I have accrued 532 recommendations from people that I've worked with in various capacities, various programs over the last number of years. Now, I still have not found anyone that has over 500 recommendations, and I want to be introduced to someone that does, because I need to meet them, because that means they're doing some incredible work. If you are not, number one, connecting with the right people on LinkedIn that you end up converting into clients on LinkedIn, then you can't ask them for recommendation. You can only ask people on LinkedIn for a recommendation that A, you are connected to, and B, you have worked with in some way, shape, or form. So what does that tell you? That the people that I've become connected to on LinkedIn, I've converted into clients in one way, shape, or form. But this is where credibility is born. This is where know, like, and trust is born. So when someone visits my profile and they look at my background banner and they see what I do, they read my headline, they're like, man, that resonates. Then they go to the recommendation section and they see over 500 people all saying the same thing. He knows what he's doing. He's gotten me results. You should work with him. I don't have to convince people that I can help them. I know I can help them, but let the words of others speak for you. So making sure that you are asking people to write you recommendations, but also I've given almost 200 recommendations. If my clients want one back, I'm going to write one for them. You have to scratch the back of others. So when you're talking about positioning yourself as an expert, a lot starts with your profile, that background banner, your headline section, right? The recommendation area. But I would say final, really putting a cap on this, is making sure that your content speaks to your zone of genius. Everything that I talk about on LinkedIn, every type of post, whether it's a poll question, right? What content do you create the least on LinkedIn? And I'm getting commentary on that. The importance of outsourcing and dividing and conquering in business, right? I talked about LinkedIn analytics in a LinkedIn training. I showed a picture of my LinkedIn analytics. My newsletter is called LinkedIn Tips and Updates. Everything that I talk about on LinkedIn is about my zone of genius, is helping people with LinkedIn. So you have to ask yourself, is the content that you're creating on LinkedIn, A, is it good? If it's good, people are going to engage. But B, are you creating it for the right audience? All of the content that I create for LinkedIn is, number one, educating and informing people about LinkedIn tips, LinkedIn education, LinkedIn hacks, LinkedIn ways of growing your business, but also for coaches, consultants, and service professionals. I'm speaking to the audience, but I'm delivering what they want. So you have to really ask yourself, are you creating content, A? Are you creating good content that's really resonating, B? And are you creating content for the right people, C? These are the things that you have to think about when you talk about positioning yourself as an expert on LinkedIn. Now, before I end today's training and today's episode, as a reminder, September 22nd through September 26th, Nancy and I are doing our free LinkedIn workshop. It's the final one of the year. It's the LinkedIn client journey. We teach people our LinkedIn growth engine strategy of how to convert your LinkedIn connections into paying clients offline through all of our strategies and systems that you are going to learn each and every day. It's live and recorded, 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're watching on social, Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. All you have to do is type the word me in the comments and I will send you a link to get registered. If you're listening on the podcast, super easy. All you have to do is check out the description of this episode and you will find it there. Click it, sign up, and we'll see you starting on Monday. So I hope you found today's training and today's episode helpful. Love and gratitude, and I'll talk to you next time.